Morning, good morning, good morning. Facebook Live. Y'all know what time it is. Well, maybe you don't because I'm late. But I've got a reason. Not an excuse, but a reason. Duran Carter, what's going on? Getting ready to go with live, Talking Money in the Morning live. As I do each and every morning. A little bit behind schedule, but that's all right. We're going to make it do what it do. Let's get some stuff set up on the YouTube channel real quick. I'm going to go live over there as well, like we do every morning. So I can stream both. Makisha, what's going on? I'm waiting on that call, home girl. Let's get you rocking and rolling. Washington, my man, we getting closer to the end of the month, bro. I want you on the team, man. Come on, let's do this, bro. Antonio, top of the morning to you. Next February, man, game changing. Mark your calendar, man. Mark your calendar. Got to be there. All right, we're getting ready to go live, guys. I apologize a little bit late this morning. But let me share this on my stream really quick, like I always do. And I think we got a good show that's going to really knock your socks off this morning. Because pride, man. Pride, man. That pride thing is something else, man. So we're going to address that this morning. Pride, man. What if you are going the wrong way? All right, copy location. And then I want to go over to my actual fan page and throw this on there. So if you're checking this out, go ahead and share this on your streams or your walls or your timelines for me really quick. I'm going to share it over to my fan page really quick. Hopefully my connection stays strong. Coming to you live from, I'm trying to get you to Union. Man, let's do it, Antonio. I see you over there grinding, bro. Keep it up, man. And I have no problem hopping the flight to Union, man, and speaking to your young crew, man. I know you coach and mentor kids, and then we'll kick the young kids out, man, and then we'll sit down and talk to their parents, man, and say, hey, you know, you got to do something different if you want to have something different. All right. Let's see. Bang. All right, there we go there. All right, cool. Pride. What if you're going the wrong way? Will pride allow you to correct? All right, so got that. Last thing, publish. Bang. All right, appreciate you guys sharing the stream. Let me just jump live on YouTube this morning. And this morning we're going to get right down to business. Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live. I'm a little out of sorts this morning, as you can tell. I don't have my intro music. I'm actually coming to you guys live this morning from Clarksville, Tennessee. On my way back from Atlanta, I had an awesome time with some friends and associates as we learned. I went in, basically what I did, guys, over the weekend. As you guys know, I'm always talking about learn, do, teach. So over the weekend, I invested in myself, went and got my skills, sharpened up my skills, because as they say, iron sharpens iron. So I went and hung out with my mentor for 3 straight days. Well, 2 days, because we had some trouble getting there on Friday. So I missed Friday, but all day Saturday, all day Sunday, hung out with my mentors and just sharpened up my skills so I can bring this information back to you guys and really help you continue on the path to financial stability and success. So if you're on Facebook, then do me a favor, share the stream on your timeline. If you're on YouTube, do the same thing. Grab the link, throw it on your favorite social media platform. And again, I apologize for being late, but I'm here now, so let's do it. Now, just in case you happen to stumble across this show on accident, right? And if you've never seen this before, I'd like to let you know exactly who this show is for. This show is for the risers and grinders this morning. Believe it or not, we have people tuning into this show from California, right? And it is 5 in the morning in California. So those people are rising and grinding, trying to get up, get out and get something. And they want something positive in their ear in the morning. And that's what I try to bring each and every morning. So this show, my friend, is for you. If you went to bed last night with legacy on your brain and you started to think about what can I do today to make sure that my great-great-grandchildren will be proud to bear my name, this show, my friend, is for you. If you are the type of person who got dreams, goals, aspirations, but maybe you need some tools, maybe you need some strategies, maybe you need a game plan, maybe you need an accountability partner to hold you accountable as you're taking those steps to accomplishing those dreams and goals, that's what this show is for. This show is for you. But on the other hand, who is this show not for, right? If you, my friend, or the type of person who have that weird relationship with money, you think capitalism is evil, you think money is bad, you think it's wrong to make money off your gifts and talents, well, guess what? This show, my friend, is not for you. If you're sitting back waiting on Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton to fix the economy instead of focusing on your economy, this show, my friend, is not for you. If you are waiting on some sort of handout, you thinking the government is going to do something for you, or you think you're going to be able to make it without having to bust your butt, this show, my friend, is not for you. Now, let's be perfectly clear. I do not have a problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. That's your prerogative, and I'm not going to judge you for that. Some people are reach a certain level in their life, and they're content, they're happy. I don't have a problem with that. I only have a problem with you having a problem with me wanting to be wealthy. As I tell you each and every morning, man, when I come to you live and direct, if you've never seen a future billionaire before, take a screenshot because you're looking at one right now. And I want you to hold me accountable to that and watch me work over the next 5 to 10 years and see what happens. And if you have a problem with me just making that statement, then I promise you this show is not for you, because I can guarantee you one thing. We're going to talk about wealth, money, power, legacy. I'm probably going to mention those words another 300 times in the next 40 minutes or so. So if that is you and you want to tune out right now, we won't hold that against you. Appreciate it, matter of fact, because the people who listen to this show start attracting money, success, and wealth to them because they are in association with that and they have a right thinking about those things. They know that money is a resource. So if you think money is evil, why on earth would you ever want to attract something evil to you? So if you don't have a right relationship with money, that's going to mess you up a little bit, right? So if that's you, tune out and we won't hold it against you and we won't miss you. Today's show is brought to you by my man James Biggs over at Big Family Photos and Prints. I was on my way to my event last week, and I don't know if you can see the shirt, but he banged it out for me last minute. I literally called him and his wife. I don't know, it was probably 7, 8 o'clock on Thursday, and said, "Hey man, I need a couple shirts." And you know, they came to my rescue because I was leaving early Friday morning, and they banged it out. Seminar in Laurel or Waynesboro, Mississippi. Hey, bro, Carl, we've been connecting, man. I want to connect with you guys, man. I don't have a problem, man. If you want this month, especially because I can bring this program to you guys, and it's absolutely no upfront cost. I can show you what we're doing. You can test it out for 30 days, see if it works for you guys. And if it does, you can continue with the membership, and it's just $35 a month. I mean, come on, that's $1 a day. So if you want to put something together, give me a call, 314-874-6887. I have no problem hopping a flight, rent a car, however we need to connect and get down there to you guys. Let's do it, man. I want economic empowerment in our community all over the country, not just in my little community, St. Louis, Wellston, where I'm from, where I grew up, all over this country, man. And you could be the catalyst to bring this information to your community. So again, shout out to my man James Biggs over at Big Family Photos and Prints for hooking me up with the shirts last minute, right before I was able to get on the road. I met his wife and she dropped them off to me. And then she tried not to take my money, man. She tried not to take my money. So shame on you, Ariel. But anyway, so let's get on down to today's show. We're talking about pride, and I want you to ask yourself this question, right? And I struggle talking about this, not because I don't have the statistics to back it up, but I'm just the type of person that I don't want people to get the wrong perception, right? See, when I talk about this subject, what I'm talking about is, because I was fortunate enough to retire from my job, that might not be the path for everybody. But what I want you to understand, though, if you are looking at all of the signs and the indicators, I talk about in my book, Financial Health Traffic Report, if you're driving along the highway and you start seeing signs that says dead end, road ends in the next so many miles, you start seeing cars in front of you drive off into the horizon and then they disappear as if they're falling off a cliff. Do you recognize all of those signs and you continue to go down that road, or do you make some sort of a course correction, right? And I like to talk about this because it's funny with us fellas. We kind of, until GPS, even with GPS, sometimes I argue with the chick on the GPS. I'm like, man, I'm going my own way. And she's trying to tell me how to get where I'm going. But sometimes pride will keep you from making a course correction, right? Sometimes your pride, and the reason I say I struggle talking about this because I went to college, right? But I tell people all the time, I checked out after about the first 2 weeks, but it took me a full 2 semesters before I actually dropped out, right? So I checked out after the first 2 weeks. I was like, man, this ain't for me, but I'm here. I took out the loan so I'm just going to hang out and see if I can catch hold of this thing. But it just wasn't for me. And I struggle talking about this because I don't want people to think that I'm coming from a place that because I didn't get a college degree, now I want to talk a certain way about people who don't have a college degree, right? And people who do have a college degree. That's not where I'm coming from, guys. I believe that knowledge is power, and the application of knowledge is even more power, right? And I just understand that sometimes you go to school with the anticipation that is going to be your savior. That piece of paper is going to be your savior. And tons of people, I'm not talking about my personal feeling, I'm talking about the statistics that say how many people are graduating from college in debt and not able to find a job to help them get a paycheck to pay back the debt. Right? So I kind of struggle talking about this because I'm not the college guy, but I talk to all of my friends who have degrees. And most of them are in agreement that if they had to do it all over again, they do it a little bit differently. In the sense that not that they wouldn't go to school, but perhaps what they studied in school would have changed. Because what school does, even at the highest level, is prepares you for a job with someone else. And as a lifelong entrepreneur, I knew it down in my knower, but I made the attempt because it made my mom so proud. I mean, when my mom, because I was the second of her children to go to college. My sister has a master's degree in clinical psychology. That's what she wanted. That's what she loves. And that's what she does now. And that's one of those degrees where you can go and get that degree and still turn it into your own business. Right. And so I like that about school. You can go get specialized knowledge and you can turn that into your own business. But a lot of times, man, you're going to school and you're getting these studies and you're getting these degrees and you're going in debt to do it with the anticipation that you're going to come out the other end just with a job or with a better job, right? I had the opportunity when I was, this was about 6 or 7 years ago, on my job, I changed positions and I work with a different team within our company. And the lady who was over that team had a position come up, and she said, man, you have it. You got everything about you is right for this position. You just don't have the degree, right? And she said, I can even get you the position upon the fact that you are enrolled in school and pursuing your degree. So I had a choice to make. I said, I can stop doing my own business and then enter into school and start taking classes to pursue my degree and finish up my school and get that degree, and then take this position, which would have paid me, of course, a little bit more money than I was making at the job. Or I can stay on course. My course I was on as an entrepreneur was building my own business on the side in conjunction with my job. And I was at that path. I said, man, I can get this degree that I put an extra $20,000 a year into the household. That will free us up. An extra $20,000 a year will do a lot for you, man. I'm not going to lie to you. So I know people who are doing that, and in this train of thought right now, I can pursue this degree, get this extra, $20,000 a year, and, put me in a better position and yada, yada, yada. But here's the difference. For me, I had a guaranteed position that at least if I would have made that move, I was guaranteed that position. Most of you guys are saying, I'm in this position and I'm hopeful that I'm just going to go ahead and put this 4 or 5 years in, going to school part-time, go ahead and get this degree, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to advance based on making that move and get a better job, a higher paying job, and all that kind of stuff. But we know the statistics say something different, man. Most people who are graduating from school in that kind of debt is not getting the types of jobs that they need in order to pay back the debt and live some sort of comfortable lifestyle. And this is especially true for African American men. African American, right? African American women have a easier time, going to school and being highly educated and getting a job that's comparable to that education, right? So they just the way the society is, and the way things are laid out in present state, if you're going the traditional route, it's a little easier for the African American woman to get that degree and get paid for that degree. She's still going to get paid less than her white counterpart. She's still going to get paid less than her male counterparts, but she has a little bit of an easier road and path than the African American man. Right? So when you have to weigh all of that stuff in and determine whether or not that extra debt that you're going to take on, and see if that's going to be worth it. Right? So during the same time I was facing this decision myself, I had a cousin and a couple friends who made the decision to go ahead and get into school part-time and start doing their thing, right? Got into school part-time and worked, and now they've graduated, right? Added some additional debt on. I think my cousin paid her way. I don't think she took any loans, but she took that time and she added, she got that degree. So now we're kind of waiting to see. All right, you invested that time, you got that paper. Now we're trying to see what the payoff is going to be. Now, at the same time, I continue to grind and build my part-time business. I work my part-time business like a full-time job for those 6 years, right? And so what it led to for me, that I was able to put my job in a rearview mirror, right? So we're waiting to see if her investing her time, I don't know if she took any loans to pay for school. I think her company kind of matched her and did some things to help pay for her school, or gave her some tuition reimbursements and things of that nature. So maybe she got through it without any debt, right? Most people aren't, but maybe she did. But if she did, and after those 6 years, she can't use that or leverage that degree to a higher paying job, you have to say, is it worth it? So what we're talking about today is, if you feel that you're on the wrong path, will your pride allow you to make an about face, make a U-turn, make a course correction? I'm not telling anybody on this thing, if you're in school, to drop out of school. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you're on a path that you know is not going to lead you where you are ultimately trying to go, don't let pride get in your way. I know people who have seen what I do and know they can use the strategies that we teach, but if they start doing what I do, then that's an admission that what they are doing is wrong. That's an admission that what they did or the path that they on is not a good path. And some people have been on that path for 15, 20, 30 years. And it's hard to make that admission of guilt. But I just want you to look around, guys. Look into this society and say, the people in the generation before me probably had some of the best retirement and pension packages that you can ever have. Had some of the best insurance plans that you can ever have. Had some of the best abilities to save for retirement than you could ever imagine. And those people right now, the baby boomer generation, are retiring at the rate of 10,000 per day. And out of that 10,000, about 8,000 of them are going to get another job after retirement. So you tell me that those people who got a good education, got a good job, had a good retirement plan in place, got to the retirement age and still have to go and get another job and after they retire. That was the path they took. Now, you're telling me that as a Generation Y, I'm a Generation X. As a Generation Xer, I'm going to get on the same path that they're on or that they've walked, ride that path, and that path is going to lead me to a place where I'm going to retire with less retirement than them because I don't have a pension, right? Pensions went away with that generation. The 401k plan forces you to take retirement into your own hands. You're paid less and less for Social Security. Of my generation than a baby boomer generation because they had better paying jobs. They were able to put more in. So obviously they're able to get more out. I am not. So you mean to tell me that I'm going to take the same path that they took, right? With less of a retirement game plan in place and expect somehow to miraculously have a better lifestyle than I'm living right now today. And they had the best the best pension plans, the best medical care, the best Social Security benefits, all of that. They have the best of everything. And at the same time, they are still out of 10,000 of them every day that are retiring. 8,000 of them are going back into the workforce. Another 1,000 of them are just going to struggle and have to live off friends and family and charities and things of that nature. Only about 500 to 1,000 of them are able to maintain their lifestyle at retirement age without having to get a separate job. So I just want you to know, if are you going to stay on that path that they went on and they couldn't make it with pensions that paid them about 70, 80%? And you are, at this point, part of the generation that has less than $5,000 in a retirement account right now at my age of 40, 42, 45, my generation, the average person in my generation has less than $5,000 in a retirement account. So if that's you and you're continuing down this path, what do you think you're going to end up at retirement age? Right? Do you believe that it is now time to look at a course correction, or are you going to continue to see the herds running off the cliff and you're just going to keep following the herd and eventually you're just going to run off the cliff too? Hell no. That ain't me. That's why I built my part-time business like a full-time job. And it paid off. Now, the business, my financial education business, I've been building that for 20 months. 20 months. Now, some people say, well, H. Cortez, If I work my part-time business like a full-time job for 20 months, can I retire from my job? I don't know, because technically I didn't, this is just happens to be what I got involved in that put me over the edge. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I've been working a part-time business my whole adult working life. I've always had a side hustle. So don't think of it, it took me 20 months to do this. So I don't want to mislead you. It took me 20 years to do this. Because I learned, I failed, I didn't fall, I failed. I learned, I stumbled, I didn't succeed, I stumbled, I didn't succeed for 20 years. So it took all of that experience wrapped up into my passion for teaching, coaching, mentoring to find the right opportunity, the good fit for my personality. And then I worked that thing for 20 months like a crazy man. And then ultimately it led me to a place where I was able to walk away from my job. So, but still, at 42, being retired, being able to write my own schedule and do my own thing, that is a good place to be in. It took me 20 years to get here, right? But some of you guys are going to take another 20 years from where you are right now and keep putting that into a job and ultimately get to a place where you retire from that job. Maybe you got some sort of 401k that's going to pay you a little bit. I guarantee you, man, a lot of people are not retiring on their own choice. They're being forced out by these companies. So you want to put yourself in position that you have control over that stuff. That's all I'm saying. If you recognize that you're not on the right path to get you to where you want to go, are you going to let your pride get in the way and stop you from making a course correction? That's all I want to ask today. Will you let your pride get in the way from making a course correction? Now, I'm a little late because I was actually going to get into some. Can someone join in if they live in? Give me a second. I'm going to reach out to you as soon as we wrap up the show. Control your own source of income. You got to control your own source of income. And Edwin, you are 100% correct. Because what the school system was really, really good at is making you believe that the only source of income is a job. That's why we all went to school, got educated, got ourselves a job, and we believe that the only source of income is a job. Well, I'm here to tell you, man, you don't need a job. You need an income. And in this day and age, with all of this technology, go back through some of my past shows. I did 7 ways to profit from your passions. Right? I did a live stream. I don't know if you can find it. I did a live stream on how fellas are sitting back watching 12, 15, 21 hours of football. And show them a game plan on how you can take that football knowledge, turn it into a podcast, turn it into a live web stream, and start hosting your own little shows. Put a mic on you and your homeboys as you're talking trash around the football game. That's entertaining. People will tune into that. And then you get sponsors for that show and you start that into an income stream. You need income. You don't need a job. Right? You think Zuckerberg has a job, or does he have a strong income? Now he built a business system that he doesn't have to work. The system churns and runs on its own. He leverages smart people who builds and grows that thing for him. He has an income. He doesn't have a job. You got to get to a place where you are generating income. And some of you guys have way too much talent than what you're giving to your employer. And they're taking all of your time, and you're not making any use of the talent that you have yourself to create an income or generate an income for yourself. Why do you think you have that job? Because your bosses see that I can leverage and make way more money on these gifts and talents that obviously than this person can on their own. Because if they could, or if they knew how valuable their talent was, they would take their talent from us and use it and create something for themselves that they can get paid for over and over. So what I'm saying is, don't let pride get in your way. If you have gifts, talents, and abilities, work that thing on the side. Don't quit your job. Work that thing in conjunction with your job. But reason people don't do that is because it means that in order to free up the time that I would need to work a side business, I might have to give up a little TV. I might have to give up a little social life. Right? I might have to cut loose some friendships, some relationships. Because as I start to grow and develop and do my own thing, maybe I got some people in my life who are getting in the way of that. Maybe some people in my life that won't support me in that. So don't let pride stop you from doing your own thing. I see my girl Portia jumped on. Beautiful, beautiful writer, right? And I don't want to bust you out, Portia, but I kind of do. Has a gift for writing, right? Has a gift for writing. But I don't want you, Portia, to allow your pride to get in the way so you see yourself going down the wrong path. We know where this job path ends. Most people will have to transition jobs, according to Forbes and the latest studies, at least 4 to 7 times in their adult working career. 4 to 7 times. I want you to ask yourself, how many jobs have you had in your working life? And then how much time went in between those jobs where you were unemployed? Think that's going to ever happen to you again? What are the chances that will happen to you again? That's what you have to ask yourself. If you right now are at 40, 45 years old and you're already on your 10th job, the chances are more likely that you will transition in another job in the next 20 years. The question is, how much time is going to go between the job you currently have and to that new one? And then do you have an emergency fund in place that's going to help you bridge the gap? And are you at the age where nobody's going to really want to pay you what you're worth for all the experience that you bring into the table? Because sometimes to hire a 40 or 50 year old with 25 years of working experience, because we started jobs when we were 15, 16 years old, got 25 years of working experience, sometimes it's easier and more cost effective for a company to hire 2 20-year-olds and pay them half of what they can pay you as a single, so they get double the production for the same price. This is business, guys. It's not personal. It's business. That's a smart business move. I can hire 2 people for the same price that I can hire 1 person. They don't have the experience, but where they lacking the experience, I'm getting double the production. So even though they're going to mess up a heck of a lot, I'm getting twice the production to make up for that. And then I'm going to grow and groom them for 20 years. And by the time I groom them for 20 years, I still won't end up paying them what I be paying you as a seasoned person. All I'm saying is, if you see the herd going this way, and you know that at the end of this road, the herd is running off a cliff, don't let pride get in the way and say, you know what, I got to make an about face and go against this grain. I'm going against the crowd. I'm not going downstream. I'm swimming upstream. And yes, it is a lot more difficult to swim upstream. People will look at you like you're freaking crazy for having the audacity to believe that you can step out on your own and do your own business, use your own gifts and talents to make money for yourself. But they don't see a problem with you using your gifts and talents for some other company to get paid off of you. Right? I was an employment specialist, and he's speaking true. Stats are correct. As an entrepreneur, Ray J, that just makes sense to me. Right? You 50 years old, you got 30 years worth of experience, you're an expert. You're going to come in the door looking for 6 figures. And I'm going to take 2 20-year-olds who are in college, probably get them to work for me for 4 months for free during an internship program. Then I'm going to turn around and offer them a starting salary at $25,000 each. So I still only pay them $50,000. I have to pay you 6 figures. That's just smart business. So when you're getting up there in age, you have to ask yourself, Is it better for me to go ahead and start doing my own thing now? So when I hit this patch where I'm in that unhireable category where the jobs that they're offering me, I can't take them because I'm worth much more than that. The jobs that I'm qualified for, they don't want to hire me because I'm bringing too much experience and they have to pay me too much for that. So you get into that little gray area. So what are you going to do? Are you going to allow your pride to keep you from making a course correction and put you on a path to do something different so that you can start relying on your own gifts and talents? It kills me, it saddens me, because I see these people every day who are afraid to step out on faith and build something on their own, but at the same time, you're using your gifts and talents right now to make money. You're just making money for somebody else. Come on. You're using your gifts, your talents right now to make money. But you don't have the confidence or the belief in yourself that you can use those same gifts and talents to make money for yourself. If you see yourself going down the wrong path, or you're going to allow pride to keep you from making a U-turn. Some of you guys know this. Now, some of you guys can't quite read the writing on the wall. You haven't had the experience where you got laid off from your job yet. So you're thinking everything is peachy and cream. So some of you guys can't read the writing on the wall. So I'm not really talking to you guys because experience is going to have to be your best teacher in this area. You're going to have to go through some things where you end up getting laid off, where you end up getting downsized, where you end up taking a pay cut, and things of that nature in order to realize that, hey, if this happens once, it could happen again. Some of you guys, unfortunately, are going to have to lose a job and be in that period for 12, 18, 24 months where you're just getting temporary employment to keep you afloat, but not landing that permanent gig. And you're going to have to ride that roller coaster of struggle up and down, up and down. You finally get caught up on your bills, then the temporary assignment ends. And now you got to go back on unemployment, which can't cover your bills. Now you on your downward turn, you get another temporary job. It's helping. So you're on that roller coaster. Some of you guys are just going to have to do that before you can read the writing on the wall, is that this is what the economy is now. It's just what it is. So if you're not going to do something different, then you're just going to have to take your lumps and try to make the most of it. What I did was I had a stable job and I worked my business like I knew my job was going to end. And I did, because I knew I was going to walk away from it. But if my job had escorted me out before I was ready, I started laying the foundation to support me and my family in the event that happened. See, some of you guys don't see your job as a risk. You know how I know? Because you're drowning in debt. The reason I know you don't see your job as a risk is because you're drowning in debt. Some of you guys went out and bought a brand new car this year. What does that have to do with anything? You bought a brand new car and you leverage your salary for the next 5 years, assuming you're going to be on that job for 5 years. That's what I mean. So you didn't obviously see your job as a risk because you were able to take on a debt for 60 months, 72 months. Because you're assuming that your job is going to be stable for 60 months, 72 months. That's a risky move to me. Risky move. I'm not saying there's something wrong with financing a car. I'm just saying if you can't use your own gifts and talents to pay for that thing, what happens if you lose your job? All I'm saying is we as Americans are in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, on the planet. But we struggle because we don't understand how the money game is played. And we don't understand the power of ownership, owning your own business. I tell you all the time, guys, you are a liability on your company's balance sheet. And whenever your company stock price starts to fall, because the only legal obligation your company has is to its shareholders to increase profits. That's a legal obligation, right? And that's my problem with publicly traded prisons. Because when you have a publicly traded prison, you have a legal obligation to increase the shareholders' profits. And how do you increase shareholders' profits if you own a prison? Got to keep people locked up. All right, that's a different topic, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. So you are a liability on your company's books. The fastest way for a company to increase shareholders' income or increase the stock price is to let 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 people go at one time. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you or anything like that. I'm just reading the writing on the wall for you. And maybe you are like me. I was stable on my company for 12 straight years. They loved me there. They had no intentions on letting me go, not to my knowledge. But I had every intention to let them go. Every intention. You can ask anybody I work with. I didn't bring any family pictures. I didn't decorate my cube. None of that. Because I was not trying to be comfortable there. I was not trying to make that my home. Some of you guys are so comfortable with a job, you get there and you deck your cube out like it's your home. I was not trying to do that. Because if I put my family picture up, I'm not even on my screensaver. If I put my family picture up and then I would go into that place and see my family's picture there, then I would equate my happiness that I have in my family with that job. And I would have got too complacent and I would never built my business like I did in order to be able to replace my job. See, that's a little trick I learned. I did not go into my job 12 years ago putting up family pictures and making myself real comfortable. I didn't decorate my cube for 12 years. My co-workers used to say, man, when Hernando leave here, he always looked like he left in the middle of something. He got his desk always looked like he gonna be right back. Because that's what it was for me. At 4:30, whatever I was doing, I stopped it because my time to you is over. Now it's my time. Now I got to go build my thing. So if I'm in the middle of writing the email, that email stays in the draft mode until the next day. Because I understood that I had to get out and build my own while I had something going. See, some of you guys won't start building something of your own until you lose your job. When is the best time to prepare for the storm? The best time to buy an umbrella is when it's sunny outside. The best time to buy an umbrella is when it's sunny outside, right? Because the prices are lower. You get a good quality umbrella for a cheap price because it's sunny. Worst time to buy an umbrella is when it's storming. Right? Because now the need is there, so I can raise the price. I can sell you a $2 umbrella for $20 if you caught in the rain. And you make those judgment calls. He's absolutely correct. Never has, I know. So yeah, Portia worked with me. She would see my kid. I didn't bring no family pictures, man. I didn't want to confuse myself with my family picture in my cube. I go to work every day, love my family, see my family's picture in the cube, and then start equating subliminally my happiness with my family with that job. No way. No way. I know it's my time for a change because my heart is in my job. Anyway, it's not there. So I'll be retired at 40 now. I'm 4 years behind. Hey, but we're working together now, Sunitha, so we can catch you up really quickly. And it's not 40 years behind. You're not 4 years behind. You just missed your mark a little bit. But we're gonna work. We're gonna grind this thing out, and we're gonna get you where you need to be. Ray just said I learned to stop personalizing my office too. Yeah. So and that's it, Ray. Prepare for war in time of peace. Prepare for war in time of peace. You guys want to wait till it starts raining outside to go buy an umbrella. I'm going to sell you this little dollar store special for $50. Because now you need it. Don't wait until you need it. You know, we did the power of preparation 2 weeks ago. The ant prepares all summer. And when the wintertime comes and everybody else is struggling, the ant is partying. That's what I'm saying. You guys have a stable income through your job. I'm not saying walk off your job now. I'm saying build something now while you have that stability. It's easier that way. It's easier that way. Right? Build something now while you have that stability. You see the herd going this way. You see what happened to the herd. Some of us don't even have to go far to see it. We can look at our very own parents. Some of us got my mentor, Andre Simpson, has a 65, almost 70-year-old pop who's still driving trucks. 70 years old. We don't have to go very far to see examples of the road that we're on and where that road leads. Do not let your pride get in the way of making a course correction. Sometimes a course correction is a slight turn to the right, slight turn to the left. Sometimes a course correction is a complete about face. And you do something totally different. I said, since you left, we have no peace. I wanted to tell y'all, Portia, but you know, it just had to go down that way. So hopefully, you follow my lead, man, and let's continue to work and build on your gifts and talents and take you to another level so that you can walk away too, man. Forget them. Forget them. You know, a job has its place. It has its place. I think some of us don't keep our jobs in their proper perspective. Job is to help you eat right now and to give you a source or a resource to build your own thing. But instead of taking that resource and building our own thing, we take that resource and we buy a bunch of junk with it. Right? Yeah. My girl Ray is a cancer survivor. She was not prepared for a catastrophic illness. She had no idea that was in the cards. She had no idea that was in the cards. And some of us don't think about that. I got a good friend who's being buried today. Died on last Saturday. Wasn't sick. Wasn't just suddenly died. Right? So I'm tired from 3 career jobs. I retired from 3 career jobs, UPS, Metro Public, and the tax cab. Now I'm building my own business. That's what it's about, Marshall. I mean, that's what it's about. Use your gifts and your talents to do what you do. That the same way that your company is using your gifts and talents to make money, you can use those same gifts and talents for yourself. And then what's cool is some of us have some gifts and talents that our job knows nothing about. And we're sitting on those. See, that was me. I had a special gift outside of the things that I brought to my job that I built on separately. So sometimes you're using these gifts and talents over here for your job. Like my girl Portia, she's an excellent writer. So she got to start using that gift to do her thing over here. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's 8 o'clock. I'm sorry I started late, but I'm actually, again, coming to you live from Clarksville, Tennessee. We were in Atlanta, so we drove a few hours, and then we decided, you know what? We just gonna lay over here. And guys, I'll just give you a short testimony. Is if I would have been working, I'd have been trying to fly through the night to get home so that we can prepare for work or something to that effect. But here's what peace of mind does for you. We were at the event that we were attending with my mentors. I'm getting some good training. Like I said, I'm always going to sharpen my skills. So I was going to get my skills sharpened some more so I can come hang out with you guys, right? So I can learn, do, and teach. So I went there to sharpen my skills, and the plan was to leave at noon and then get back about 9 o'clock. It's about an 8.5 hour drive from Atlanta to St. Louis, right? So that was the plan, but you know, we were getting the training was so good, I was like, we can't leave. So it was like, okay, we don't got to leave. But if we leave later, that puts us driving through the night. And my wife doesn't like to drive at night. or even be in the car with somebody else who's driving at night, right? So I just said, okay. So what we'll do is we'll drive, get up the road about 4 or 5 hours. We'll stop. We'll get jump into a hotel room, spend the night, and then get up in the morning and just coast our way on home. Guys, it costs an extra $100 on this trip for this little layover, just for me to continue to hang out with my mentors just a little bit longer, to continue to sharpen my skills, right? But how much is peace of mind worth to you? How much is your peace of mind worth to you? If we'd have continued to drive through the night, my wife would have been sitting on pins and needles for 4 hours. Right? But her peace of mind is worth more than $90 to me. So we said we're just going to stop. Get a room, relax, and then we'll get up and just take our time in the morning. Now I got to get up and get out here and fight through this traffic, though, which one thing that I enjoy about retirement is I can decide whether I want to get into traffic or not. You guys are working a job, you can't decide that. You know, your job says you got to be there at a certain time, so you have to get out and fight through traffic and all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to share that quick story with you. That's what I'm paying for my peace of mind. So I want you to think about this as you're thinking about the direction that you should be going with in your life, right? In the back of your mind, you got to be saying that, what if I lose this job? How is my family going to eat? Am I going to rely on Social Security? Am I going to rely on unemployment? Or am I going to build something on the side? Because for the last 8 months, I literally skipped into work every day, because I had laid the foundation to something on the side, and I knew that my past was catching up to me. That means all of the success and the things that I was laying the foundation for, it was finally starting to catch up and manifest. The stuff that I had been speaking for the last 12 months was starting to catch up with me. So when you have something on the side where it got to the point where I knew that I no longer needed the job. See, I wanted the job for another 8 months, but I didn't need the job. Guys, that's a wonderful feeling. Ladies, some of you guys can relate. Ladies, you're in a position where you want a man but don't need a man. So it's kind of like the same feeling. Right? So I was at the point where I wanted the job, but I didn't need the job. So I kept working, but I went to work with a different attitude. I went to work with, I was stress-free. Because I didn't care. I mean, it was just a different feeling. And then ultimately I was able to put it in the rearview mirror. So I want you to think about, what can you do today to start something that's going to lay a foundation for you that will ultimately put you in a place where you can do your own thing, and then literally, so I got forced out after I stood up for myself, because I studied law in college. I was able to fight the USPS on my own. He said he's got a documentary out there. Check that out, guys. Marshall. He said the day he almost went postal, right? That's cool. That's good stuff. But again, taking a life experience, using some gifts and talents that were already buried in you, put in you by God, and you were able to turn that into something that will create a residual income for you. That's awesome. That's good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. So I start thinking about yourself and thinking about your situation. If I lose my job, what am I going to do? If I'm good on my job and my employers love me, then this is the perfect opportunity for me to start building and laying my own foundation. Because maybe you're like me. Maybe you got a 12-year run. Maybe you got a 5-year run. Maybe you got a 4-year run. Maybe you got a 2-week run. You don't know what's going on in those meetings and those higher ups. You don't know what's going on in those meetings, those CEO, CFO meetings, where they could be saying, we need to lay off this department, that department, and the next department, right? And they only question is when. They already made the decision that it's going to happen. The question is when. So I want you guys to start thinking like that. Okay, everything is peachy and cream on my job, but it's not always going to be. If it is, that's just a blessing. But I'm preparing as if I've watched the news in the last 40 years, right? If you watch the news in the last 40 years, you know companies that are prone to lay off 40, 50, 100,000 people at one time. Hasn't happened to your company yet. So prepare yourself as if your company is next in line. I went into work every day on my business saying that this could be my last day at my job. So I worked my business to lay that foundation. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I'm going to get out of here, get on up the road. Got a couple events coming up. If you're in the St. Louis metro area, I'll be at Jack of All Trades Barbershop doing another wealth building workshop this Wednesday, 7 p.m. In Milwaukee again on the 29th, which is a Saturday. If you know folks in Milwaukee, they want to build wealth, maybe want to take a look at my financial success membership. Again, I'm waiving the join fee for the rest of the month. That means you can come on board, learn how to build wealth with the money that you currently make, and it only costs you $35 per month going forward. So you guys can literally leverage my knowledge in the way of building wealth and take that to another level. And that could be a way that you could use or start laying a foundation for yourself in addition to your job. So run your business parallel with your job until you get your business stable enough. And then it might come to a point where your job and your business starts to intersect. See, that's what happened with me. I wanted my job for another 12 months, but it got to a place where my job and my business were doing this and my job started getting away of my business. So I had to make that tough decision a little earlier than I wanted to be. All right. Check in when you make it home, bro. Be safe. I will watch them. We got to get you on board, man. We got to get you on board. So my financial success membership, if you go to myfamilyempire.com, you can learn all about that. myfamilyempire.com. You can learn all about my financial success membership. Again, sponsor for today's show, Big Family Photography and Dream Big Photography and Prints. They were able to hit me up with a couple shirts right before I left. Literally called them at the last minute, man, and they got me squared away. So I appreciate Dream Big Photography and Prints out of St. Louis. So if you need shirts done, you need a good photographer, my girl Ariel and my boy James will get you started. What? Jack of All Trades, as them about me and my buttons standing on the corner. I will, man. That's Marlo is my homeboy, man. We've been running together since 12, 13 years old, man. Came up in Wellston, man. Those are my guys over there, man. So yeah, those are my guys. So I'll definitely, man. So I didn't know you were in St. Louis, man. We got to hook up when I get back in town. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, love the feedback, love the comments. I love, again, you know, tomorrow I will be back at you. We might even have to get you on the show, Marshall, to talk about that documentary and how you was able to transition from those jobs and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm a lady. Okay, so sorry, Marshall. She said, I'm a lady. Stop calling me man. Stop calling me dude. Stop calling me him, his. All right, Marshall is a lady. So, yeah, well, I would definitely ask him about you. So that is... yeah, those are my guys over there. Marlo, Trey, you know, Marv. Those have been my guys for a long time. So I'll be there on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So if you're in the St. Louis area, it's right on St. Charles Rock Road in Hanley. You can come in as a guest. I will share with you our whole income shifting strategy and show you how you can minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, free up cash you need to start investing, talk to you about how investments work. I'm not an advisor, so I can't give you financial advice, but I can teach you how investments work. I can show you a couple platforms that you can use to learn more about investments and make sound quality decisions, and then refer you to a couple people that I use to invest my money. And you know, that can potentially help you get on the path. Again, that's free join fee, myfamilyempire.com. And you can learn more about that there, or you can hit me in the inbox. And a comedian, I'm writing jokes about you now. Laugh out loud. Hey, it's all good, man. And let me, I keep saying man, that's just a habit. I'm not calling you a man. So, but you know, you need sponsors for your shows and things of that nature. I'm putting myself in position to do something real big with comedians in the St. Louis area. I think it's going to blow you away. Because you're actually going to be able to earn royalties and publishing from your material. So I'm doing something real big. I got something in the works. So if you're a comedian, I know you know other comedians that you run with and you're on stage with. We're going to get you guys together, man, so that you can start getting paid off of that craft, man. It's going to be phenomenal. So I can't wait to connect with you guys on that. So until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. I'm your man, H. Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7-ish, right? Because I've been getting late and later every show. But I'll see you tomorrow at 7. So get your money up because you can do it. Peace out, people.